So we're going to be doing 3.1.1 homework. So let's get to that. Okay. All right. So it's saying that you roll 2 regular dice. Okay, each numbered 1 through 6. And they want you to fill this thing out. So it says use the sample space. So that's that right there. And fill it in. And they want the sum. Well, sum means plus. So I guess what they want us to do, let me zoom in a little bit, is they want us to add things up and figure that out, because 4 plus 1 is 5. So 1, oops, just kidding, 2, 3, 4. So let's just fill this in. So if you know the pattern, you can just pause it and fast forward this part. So I don't know if anybody notices that little pattern there. Sorry, 11, 12, 10, 11. Okay, so I filled out the sample space, and it says what can be thought of when 2 dice. So they want to know all the possible outcomes. So it looks like a 2 all the way through 12. So it looks like 2 through 12 are the possible outcomes. Okay, so it looks like they want to complete the table. I already did that. What's the probability that your answer is even? So remember what probability is. Probability means it's going to be a fraction. So it's the part over the total. So even numbers, well, let's count. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. By 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 6 is 36. So that's the total. All right, even numbers are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So that's half of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So 18 over 36 simplifies to 1/2. Okay, make that a little bit bigger. The probability that you get a 10, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3 10s out of 36, which simplifies to 1/12. Okay. 15, oh, there aren't any 15s, so it's not possible. You can't do that. So there's a 0. So you know what I need to put? There's a 0 chance that it's going to happen. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for there. Which sum is the most likely, which means which ones do I see the most? I see the 7s the most. Okay, and what's the probability of getting that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 36 is 1/6. Okay, all right. So now what they want us to do is D equals 110. So that's 110 degrees. Let me make that a little bit bigger. Okay. So make this, hold on one sec. Let me make this a little bit wider. All right, so they're saying D is 110, and then K is 5x minus 20. So 5x minus 20. So as soon as I label that, let me zoom it in, and let's look at this. Okay, so this reminds me of alternate interior. So that's alternate interior angles. And alternate interior angles are congruent. Okay, so if they're congruent, that means I'm going to take this and set it equal to that. So let's come over here. 5x minus 20 equals 110 plus 20. 5x equals 130. Divide by 5. X equals 26. Okay? Now this time what they're saying is B is 4x minus 11 and N is x plus 26. So B is 4x minus 11 and N is x plus 26. So when I look at this one, that is same side exterior angles, and same side exterior angles are supplementary, which means they equal 180 degrees. Okay, so that means I need to take this, add it to this, and set it equal to 180 degrees. 4x minus 11 plus x plus 26 equals 180. These two are the same. These two are the same. And now this problem is just like this one, minus 15. 5x equals 165, divide by 5, and then x equals 39. Okay. All right, we got to complete these. So remember, the top is the multiplier, 9 times negative 9, negative 81. The bottom is the adder, 9 minus 9 is 0. This time I have to find two numbers that multiply to get 36 and add to get 0. One's positive, one's negative, because 6 times 6 is 36 and 6 minus 6 is 0. This time I have to go 4 times what number gives me 20. And that's my multiplier. And now when I add them, I get negative 1. All right. This one's a doozy. Okay, so let me go back to this one. Let's say I didn't know what that was. I would have to go 4 times what number equals negative 20. And how do I know it's negative 5? I could literally divide by 4. And then I get negative 5. I'm going to do that same thing here, but with adding. So I'm going to go 4/5 plus what number equals 1/2. When I don't know something, I call it x. And then I'm going to, how do I solve? Minus 4/5. Minus 4/5. That's not easy to do. I'm going to do it over here. So I'm going 1/2 minus 4/5. Just to remind you about a trick, you multiply this times this, multiply this times this, multiply that times that. And since it's minus, I go 5 minus 8, negative 3. So now I know this is negative 3/10. That was a hard one, okay? This is just taking it a little bit over the top. And now I have to multiply. So negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. And then 10 times 5 is 50. But I can divide that one actually by 2, which is negative 6 over 25. So that's negative 6 over 25. That was a hard one. Okay, let's go to the next page. All right, they want you to solve, they're similar, which means if you notice this times this is times 2. So that means this is also times 2, and 6 times 2, 12. Okay? Another way to do this one, 2 over 6 equals 4 over x. Multiply, multiply. 2x equals 24, divide by 2, x equals 12. Both ways it works. I feel like it's easier to do the one this way in pink, but once you get to this one, you can't play that game as easily. Okay? So, let's look here. This guy matches that guy. So 3 over 4. And that means this one matches this one. So the 3 has to be with a 6. Okay. Multiply, multiply. Distribute to both. And then solve. 3x equals 39. Divide by 3. X equals 13. I want to show you a different way, just to let you see that maybe you could see it a little bit differently. So if you look here, do you see how from the 3 to the 6, this is times 2? And that means this is also times 2. So that should be 8, which means I could technically take x minus 5 and set it equal to 8, add 5, and there's the 13. If you don't understand what I mean, just do this. Proportions work every time. All right, this one, they want you to do the same thing. So they didn't give us another side, but they told us the perimeter was 60. So perimeter means that I add all the sides. This plus this plus this plus this gives me this. Well, I know if this is 21, then that's 21. So now I got to figure out that and that. And they're the same thing. So I could go 21 plus 21 is 42. Subtract from 60, and I'm left with 18. That means this plus this is 18. So I just take half of that, which means that side is 9. And now I go, okay, this from 3 to 9 is times 3. So that means from here to here, it's also times 3. So what times 3 is 21? And that's 7. Okay. The diagram in point 3.9 part B. So what they're asking us to do is look at part B and state the transformation. So I look, it looks like it turned. So turned means rotation. And it turned to the right. So if it turned to the right, it's clockwise. And it turned all the way around, which means not just one, it's two. That's 180 degrees clockwise. But then if you look, this one's actually smaller. How do you say smaller? Dilation. Oops, I'm sorry, you can't see any of that. So I rotated 180 degrees clockwise, and then I dilated it because it got smaller. Okay. All right. Last one they want us to do is graph these. So left 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A. Don't forget to label 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. Wait, shoot, I got lost. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And B. And then -3, 1, C. Connect them. Okay. So the first thing they want us to do is reflect it over the x-axis. So here's the x-axis, so I'm literally flipping it. So the easiest thing for me is if this is up 1, this is down 1, C1. And this one is down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. B prime, or A prime, careful about that, sorry. And then this was up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. B prime. Oops, haha, I'm doing awesome. And then what they want me to do is state them. So A prime, B prime, and C prime. And it's going to be, so A prime is -2, -7. B prime is -5, -8. And C prime is -3, -1. I actually, how was I able to do that fast? Look at this. 2, 2, 7, 7, 5, 5, 8, 8, 3, 3, 1, 1. Okay? Now what they want you to do is then rotate this 180 degrees. So 180 degrees, so this would be 90 degrees. And then one more time is 180. So it's going to end up in this quadrant right here, which means I know that if it ends up in that quadrant, every single one of these has got to be positive. Okay? So then I'm going to use some logic here. If we're playing the game, if that's a 2, that's a 2, 7, 5, 8, 3, 1. Now, if you don't believe me, what I can do is I can graph it. Oops, let's try that again. A, B, C. And then what I do is I turn it, 1 turn, and then 2 turn. Okay? So if you look, there it is, 3, 1, done. 5, 8, done. 2, 7, done. Okay? So let me just graph it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A double prime. 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, C double prime. And then 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. B double prime. Okay? So I'll give you patty paper, but you can always just use regular paper. But I just really encourage you to use those points. All right, now I want you to describe a single transformation that would take A all the way to A2. Oops, I'm sorry. A, did I do that right? Reflecting A to A2. So it looks like it was a rotation. Wait, did I do something wrong? I did. Okay. Sorry, let me pause. We're good. Sorry. They want you to take A to A double prime. So this over to this. So I look, and it was here, and now it's here. So that, to me, looks like a reflection over the y-axis. Okay? And that's your homework. Hopefully it helped.